Welcome to the 5 people in the chat. Jeanette Marie in the building. I want y'all to listen to this song. Some of you may know it. This song came out in 1967. Chambers Brothers. So this was a song that I kept getting in my downloads. So it's very pertinent for the times and what's happening. I didn't even know this song. I had to look for it, but it kept getting sent to me through my downloads. What happened to your wrench? Let me go see. What happened to your wrench? YouTube messing with my wrench game. Let me get you wrenched back up. Jeanette Marie. But anyway, I wanted y'all to listen to this song, okay? They're saying time, okay? So we're going to talk about it. Jeanette, you should be wrenched up, baby. Welcome, Mississippi Conjure, Elm City Live. Appreciate you. So I'm playing this song for a reason, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. Time has come today. The backdrop of the song that's keeping the time is a clock. Okay, so that song again kept coming to me in my downloads. Okay, and the song is called "Time Has Come Today," and it's by the Chambers Brothers. Came out in 1967. Okay, so there's a lot of things. For one, it's about time, and I kept telling and I keep telling people, that time is of the essence right now, and that basically that those who have been ruling untruly, okay, seated in the wrong places, that they would be being dethroned, okay, that people that who were upholding corrupt structures, that those structures were coming down, okay. And so basically, because I had noticed, like, probably within the last year, like, a lot of celebrities have been saying they've all been alluding to something or someone being quote unquote out of time. Okay, so this is them being in on this inside secret. So this song kept coming to me in my downloads, okay, and it starts off with a cuckoo clock in the beginning of it, okay, indicating that, like I said, that time is of the essence, okay. And the words that stood out to me in the song were that it says, "Time has come today. Now that time has come, no place to run. Might get burned up by the sun, but I had my fun." Okay, and then tick tock at the end of the song. Okay, so understand what's going on right now with the coronavirus. I explained to you guys what this quote unquote virus is all about. It's about blocking out the higher frequency energies that are coming in through the sun. Okay. So like I said, I didn't know this song. This song came out 3 or 4 years before I was born. Okay. But I kept hearing it in my downloads because they want me to, what I'm saying? They want me to deliver this message. Okay. And so I repeat, and we will listen to the song again before this live stream is over if we need to. Okay. But again, the words that stood out to me. Okay. Now that time has come, no place to run. Might get burned up by the sun, but I had my fun. Okay. Tick tock at the end of the song. Okay. The angels told me to go and find and listen to the words of this song. So I'm just delivering the message, y'all. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? It's deep. It's deep. And they already knew what it was. They already knew that, there was a time frame. They already knew that this time was coming. Okay. And the thing about it is that we already knew it as well. Okay. So, let's get into it. I'm not going to get on camera right now because y'all know that, when I'm doing my downloads, it's better for me when I can just close my eyes, when I can receive the information, when I can read off my little paper that I wrote. And I was up in the middle of the night last night. I felt a lot of people up for some reason. I felt like most people couldn't sleep last night for whatever reason. I say for the past few nights, okay? And so I started to come on last night. I was up. I wrote down a few pages of downloads, you know what I'm saying? And then just when I was getting ready, because I had been up all night, and I'm like, yeah, I got these downloads. Let me go ahead and do them this morning. And as soon as I wrote them, finished writing, my ass was tired, okay? And I went to bed. So that's why I didn't go on at the time that I scheduled this, because I had been up all night and thought I was Superwoman and was going, get all this information coming in and thought I was going to keep going, you know what I'm saying? But I actually needed to rest, okay? So I still got braids in my hair. I'm still drinking my coffee. I ain't done a damn thing, okay? So I have the downloads though, you know what I'm saying, that I wrote down. And so So I'm gonna do this, but then I will, um, you know, I'll come back later and we'll go on camera. And also for my private groups, and I know y'all tired of me saying stuff, but I really am today. Because I realize, because you'll understand once y'all hear the end of this, once y'all hear what the stream is about and everything, that we are going to start having our pajama jams, okay, in my private groups on Patreon and Badass Witch exclusive. I can stream simultaneously from both of my private sites, okay. So we're going to start having our Saturday night pajama jams, okay. So they're going to be a lot of fun, okay. So get your pajamas, get your wine or whatever it is that you do, and come hang out with us. We're going to talk, we're going to release, we are going to inspire, teach, and learn from one another, support one another. You know what I'm saying? And complete this ascension together. Okay. So this is what we're doing on the mothership. Okay. Saturday night pajama jams. I think I'm gonna start them at 11:11 or maybe at midnight. Y'all let me know. Okay. So I was just letting my people in my private groups, because I really do appreciate you guys, what we're gonna be doing going forward. Okay. But basically, I've been talking a lot because I talk a lot about archangels, the angels, the angelic realms, the realms of light. Okay. And I want everybody to be clear on it. You know what I'm saying? That, you also have access to the angelic realms and these realms of light, and that you actually can call on these archangels for assistance, because as we're going through this transition, they are allowed, okay, to peek through the veil between realities and actually come and assist us. Okay. And so definitely partake of that. Okay. And I mean, the way that you are able to do this is, if you, first of all, we need to begin to focus on tapping into our divine heritage, okay, and our unique gifts and talents that we inherited through our bloodline, from our ancestors, okay. And so, and again, accepting help from the divine as well. But basically, during this transit, they're allowed to help us, okay, and but they cannot do it. They have to, it cannot be against your will. Like, you have to ask for the assistance, okay. And as long as they don't infringe on your free will, cosmic law does allow them to interact with us, okay. They are allowed to interact with a select few awakened light workers who are on the planet, okay. So you know who you are, because you would be the one who would be desiring and actually needing this assistance for the work that you're going to be going forward and doing, okay. So by the way, we're listening to Green Red Productions, okay. This is deep trance meditation music with sub bass pulsation, okay, for healing. So I like to put that in the backdrop so that I feel that I'm allowed, we're all joining onto this same frequency vibration, so that you're more receptive, okay, to what's coming in, okay. So again, during this transit that we are in as we speak, from from one realm to the other, you can call on these angelic beings, okay. Anytime you express a willingness to connect, a desire for their assistance, and focus on a particular ascended master or angelic being or light being, even on your ancestors, they immediately are aware of you, okay, and they will respond. So you have to just know that and get to know them, learn about the angels and the archangels, or simply reach out to them in your meditation or in your quiet time, in your prayers, whatever it is that you do. Just try it. Okay. My some of my clients, that I work with these spirits, and that I have called them forth on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? And so that this is true, that you can actually call on these beings. Okay. The more passionate, the more consistent and sincere your desire to connect, the more that their radiance, okay, that they're going to share with you. Okay, so more of their light, the more information, the deeper that your downloads are going to be, the clearer the messages are going to be. Okay. And so, so this is why I say that you know who you are if you are one of these select awakened people who are meant to connect with the higher beings. You have inherently a deep, passionate desire, okay, that has been consistent and sincere to actually make that connection, okay? And so as long as that is there, the more of their love and light that they're going to be able to share with you, okay? So they basically, your angels, these are your angels, your teachers, ancestors, and spirit guides, okay? A lot of us work side by side with spirit guides to do whatever spiritual work that you're doing, healing, reading the cards, being a medium, a channel, whatever it is that you're doing. We already work side by side with these guides. But for those of you who have not gotten acquainted with your guides, it's time, okay? So the energies that are coming in have been intensifying, okay? And as it's coming in through the sun, okay, intensifying. It's also the light within you, the light in your solar plexus, your inner sun is intensifying, okay, and as well as your heart center, okay. This is the archangels, because their light and their rays come through the sun, which is a portal from the higher realms. And I told you they come from the realms of light that exist beyond time and space, okay. And so when they're sending their information, their love and light through the sun, which is why they telling y'all to stay in the house right now, because they don't want you to get it, okay. This is them trying to get your attention when you feel that quickening in your spirit, when you feel that urgency, or you feel inspired in your spirit to do something, and you feel the need to take inspired action. This is them communicating with you. You feel it in your solar plexus and heart center, in your guts. Okay, this is what we mean by when we say a gut feeling. Okay, so they have been waiting, okay, and desiring this interaction just as much as you have. Okay, and the time for that interaction to take place has come today. Okay, so communing with advanced beings of light is a major step in our evolution. Okay, it's the next step. It facilitates a new awareness, okay, and a new reality. And it basically ushers in a new reality, understanding that you have direct connections to you know higher advanced beings. Okay, so this is the next step, okay, into entering into the new earth energies, and thereby a powerful transformation within the one person, within the person who would be having the interaction. Okay, so I'm telling you this now, okay, because y'all know I tell y'all things a little bit ahead of time so that you can prepare. And I've already, I've said a few videos back, and I'll say it again, because I learned this myself, in A Course in Miracles. Like I said, I studied A Course in Miracles for 11 years, okay, until I actually got it and was able to integrate the information, okay, that, do not confuse awe with fear. Okay, because you will be in awe of some of the things, the experiences that you're going to be having going forward. Okay, so when these things begin to happen, and this is why I try to tell you ahead of time, don't confuse awe with fear. The light beings that are going to begin revealing themselves to you. I told y'all about a couple of months back, it may have been a month back, I don't know, but I talked about how this angel was like right in front of the table when I was sitting, and I was in a meditative state, and he like flashed himself like to me, you know what I'm saying? So I could actually see him in 3D. It was like the most amazing thing. Okay, so I have already begun, but I've already always have been in contact with my spirit guides, since even before I came into this incarnation. Like, I never lost contact. Like some of us who are born sensitive and born with your gifts, because you had them throughout many lifetimes. You've always had contact with your guides. You could always hear them, giving you guidance, telling you what questions to ask, just telling you things. I have plenty of stories about, things that my guide prepared me for ahead of time that prevented a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It's a very close relationship, closer than anything, closer to you than your hands and feet. Your guide is the one who is who is with you, at all times, is watching over you as you sleep. I remember this has happened with my youngest daughter and with my granddaughter. I have been sleeping. Like when my youngest daughter was about probably 2 weeks old. She wasn't even that old. And I had laid her down on the couch, and I had laid on the floor right next to her. You be tired as hell right after you had a baby. And I was sleeping. I was deeply asleep. The house was completely quiet. It was one of those moments when the baby has gone to sleep and I'm about to lay right here on the couch right next to her and I'm going to fall asleep. And all of a sudden, out of a very deep, serene sleep, something, okay, which was my spirit guide. But at the moment, at that time, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But something woke me up and positioned me right on the side, like it positioned me with my arms out before I was even aware of what was happening, for my baby, because she was rolling, okay, she was rolling, she had rolled over and she rolled right off into my arms so peacefully and quiet, okay. But had I not woken up and been placed in that position to catch her, she would have fell onto the floor. Okay, but I was asleep. Okay, this is the thing. Like I was deeply asleep and I'm up and my arms are ready to catch my baby, and she softly rolled over into my hands and never even woke up. I just placed her right back where she had been. But you know, when I placed her back there, that's when I really became aware of what was happening. And I was like, damn, what was that? Because I ain't even aware of what's going on. Like I am half damn sleep. Okay. There have been times when I woke up and I was still sleeping. You know how you still be sleeping? You can't even see straight yet. Like my vision is still fuzzy, but I have had my spirit guide make me wake up, still be kind of asleep. And I have typed out a whole coherent text that I didn't want to type. I didn't want to reach out to this person. Okay. But spirit knew that I needed to. And so it woke me up like in the middle of sleep and made me type out the text and send it before I could resist, before my ego could say, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. It made it happen. Okay, my spirit has literally taken over and made me do shit. Okay, like again, that happened with my daughter. Okay, when I caught her getting ready to roll off the couch. Okay, this has also happened recently with her daughter. When her daughter was getting ready to roll, grandbaby, same scenario. I'm deeply asleep. I done laid her on the couch next to me. Okay, and I was woken up again, placed in the position, and she softly rolled over into my arms. Okay, but by this time, I'm fully aware of my guide, because when it happened the first time, I sat there for a long time and realized like that was an angel or something. I didn't know what it was, but I'm like, something put me in that position. Something that loves us, that's protecting us, something that was watching over me while I was sleeping. Okay. So, you know, a lot of things like that have happened to me. You know what I'm saying? That has happened twice. So this is how I know that my children and you know what I'm saying, my family, my bloodline is protected. Like we're always being watched over. And a lot of you are as well. And so, you know, they've always been there. Okay. Even since before you came into this incarnation. Okay. And so now, as we're moving into these new earth energies, which are intensifying, okay, intensifying coming through the sun, and also intensifying through your own personal sun within you, your solar plexus, okay, because they want your attention now, okay, so they are going to begin to you know, begin to show themselves to you in different ways, okay. And so like I said, they've been waiting, okay, and desiring this interaction with you as much as you have with them, because a lot of us have agreed to work together. Yes, they are amazing, Felicia. And as you know, we have worked with these beings together. Okay. So you know what I'm saying? You are one who can witness to the fact that we can call them in and they do show up. Okay. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful relationship. Okay. So, you know, again, it's a magic and major step in our evolution together. Okay, moving into these new energies. Okay, and it's beautiful. It's a transformation. You know, for you know, it's a visible and tangible experience to have, to know that you have begun to evolve into the higher earth energies. Okay, and you know, the first beings that you will most likely connect with will be your guides and your teachers. Okay, we all have like a master teacher that we've worked with throughout many lifetimes. Okay, we agreed to work with them again, like I said, before we even incarnated into this reality. You know, you have to know at this point, light worker, empath, that you are an old soul. Some of us are ancient. Okay. So, when it's time to begin your work with your master teacher, they literally send you like a memory seed into your mind. Okay. That ignites and establishes a telepathic connection. Okay. And that connection gives you access to cosmic knowledge via your master teacher. Okay. So basically, you're listening to your teacher. Okay. And they're telling you things. This is how we get the downloads. Okay. So this is why people who are in the mundane world, who don't have connection with their spirit guides, okay, they wonder where your knowledge is coming from. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from all directions, from all timelines. Okay, it's coming from the Akash, from all of the many lifetimes that you have lived and gathered. Okay, you have gifts and talents that you came in, that you were born with, because you brought them in from your lifetime. So the telepathic connection with your master teacher is established through a memory seed that they literally send to you when it's time for you to be activated and begin your work. Okay, this is possible once you have achieved balance within yourself. Okay, and this is why we have had to do the work. Okay, this is why we have had to do the work of clearing karma, of learning to love ourselves, of balancing the masculine and feminine energies within ourselves, because it's ultimately about balancing our physical, mental, emotional, and etheric bodies. Okay, so remember those four bodies and pay attention to them. Okay, and what they're telling you, and what they need. Okay, your physical, mental, etheric, and emotional body. Okay, so most light workers have already been developing our intuition. Okay, this is what the first gifts that we get, because that's that connection where you begin to get your guidance, where you begin to get your downloads. Okay, where you begin to be powered up. Okay, through the mind. Okay, and so once you have this connection, you're not really being affected in your mind by devil energy. Okay, so think about dissecting the devil, and how the battlefield is the mind, and this is where he attacks you at, and all of that. And so when you have that telepathic connection, he literally cannot get in. Okay, and so this is why the work that we've been doing, the learning, the knowledge that we're gathering, everything is important. Okay, very, very important, very pertinent to where we're going into the new earth. You guys, is the information that we are uncovering in the Emerald Tablet book study. Okay, so if you're not in it, if you do feel that you are a part of this particular family of light, okay, by the end of this stream, I encourage you to join us, okay, in Oshun Aj exclusive or Badass Witch exclusive. You can access the private Emerald Tablet book study, because I have two more books that I'm getting ready to simultaneously add to that book study. Okay, and I'm not going to mention those books on YouTube. Okay, so those, because they coincide with the Emerald Tablet book study. So basically, shit is about to get deep. Okay, but very exciting, very transformative, in the Emerald Tablet study, because I'm adding some other things to it. Okay, as we go forward. So definitely, if you feel led, join us. Okay, on the mothership. But anyway, so it's about making this connection with your, through your intuition, with your master teacher, your spirit guides, ancestors, and the angels that you are going to be working with to do your particular spiritual work. Okay, so like I said, the more we tune in in our intuition, okay, the more we'll have a direct line to our oversoul, okay, our basically our multifaceted higher self, okay, and all of its different aspects, because there are aspects of ourselves that we have yet to tap into. Okay, very exciting to think about when you understanding that there are parts of yourself, and you have gifts, talents, and abilities that you are not aware of yet. Okay, you may be aware of them on a subtle level, but you have no idea of the things that you are actually capable of. Okay, so this is the reason why we had to go through the clearing and purging process, okay, to achieve that mental and emotional balance, so that we could become attuned to the ever increasing frequencies of love that are coming in from the higher realms, okay, through the sun, okay? So don't be letting them tell you don't go outside, okay? This is the reason why they are so fearful of you going outside and getting that energy that's coming through the sun from the realms of light, because they don't want you to be activated, okay, in your DNA. And there is literally magic encoded in your DNA that is being activated by the rays coming through the sun, okay? So make sure you get you some, okay? Also, beware of the snakes. Remember, we talked about snakes and butterflies. And if you have not, uh, seen that video, go back and find it. I do believe it's one of the witching hour releases, okay, because they are now appearing, okay, because their shit is getting much too real for them. These are the ones who was throwing up, the Baphomet last week or last month, and the ones who were still talking about dark energy and be in allegiance with darkness and all of that. Of course, we all have to accept our shadows, and integrate the shadow. But I told you guys, that if you want to ascend into the higher realms, it's common sense that you have to vibrate higher, okay, in order to acclimate yourself to the higher realms, in order to be attuned and aligned with the higher vibratory energy. So now the people who were trying to align themselves with darkness see that the power structures that were supporting what they were doing are beginning to crumble. So now they all of a sudden they a light worker. All of a sudden now they're an empath. All of a sudden now they are an Atlantean, a Lemurian. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But beware of these people. Pay attention, because if they, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that people are not going to be waking up all over the planet, but a lot of these people are the snakes. Okay. Pretending to be butterflies. So just be very discerning, okay, about who you get your information from, okay, because a lot of these people are just mimicking the true light workers who are on the path, okay, who were actually ordained and prepared for many lifetimes to do this work, okay. So basically, because as you attune yourself to these higher realms, frequencies that are coming in from the higher realms, you'll be able to access levels that are, but first of all, you only be able to access vibrational levels that are compatible with your personal soul song. Okay, we talked about that as well. I think I did a whole video on the soul song. Okay, so you can search through the releases, and I think I talked about that. But basically, before we incarnated, we all agreed. Okay, this is something that it's a contract. Okay, that we agreed to be way showers. Okay, long before we incarnated, okay, the light workers, those of you who are the keepers of the flame, who actually have the God particles encoded into your DNA. We incarnated into every race all over the planet. Okay, so we did that to prepare for this mass ascension that is happening as we speak. Okay, this is what we talk about in the age of Aquarius. This is what that song that I played in the beginning of the stream was talking about. It was talking about this time that we all were born for. Okay, if you are a light worker, empath, a keeper of the flame, you were born for the time that has come today. Okay, this is what we came in for. We were the ones who stepped up. Okay, when you got your clarion call, the ones who chose to step up, we are being assisted by the divine. Okay, we have been assisted by the divine in clearing our own personal karma and achieving balance within ourselves. Okay, and in this, the reason why this was had to happen is so that we would not be too overwhelmed by what's happening right now, as far as everyone else running around in fear. We had to be prepared. We had to be balanced within ourselves, so that we wouldn't succumb to the fear that is swirling around us, so that we could be firmly grounded, 10 toes down, in the midst of the chaos, so that we were able to still be able to support the new earth energies that are coming in and literally causing this chaos for the people who are hardwired into the lower realms. Okay, and so once we've returned to balance and harmony within ourselves, our personal vibration is then lifted. Okay, remember when I told y'all I saw in my meditation, I saw each individual people. We were all smiling and happy, and we were all holding on to our own personal little umbrella being lifted. Okay, so it was like people all over, like, in the sky being lifted by umbrellas. Okay, and the umbrellas were like spinning and colorful. So this is what represents this mass ascension that's happening, because it appears to be each individual, because we were individual, like we each had our own little umbrella, but we were all going up too. It was like you saw your friends, you saw the people, ones who were ready. We were being lifted. Okay, so that is what happens once we return to balance and harmony within ourselves. Then your vibration begins to be lifted, and your soul song, which is basically your energetic signature. Okay, your particular energetic fingerprint is basically being lifted to the mid fourth dimension and higher. Okay, and so a lot of light workers are already on our way to self mastery. Okay, but there are also a lot of light workers who still have had, we still have too many who have yet to awaken, who are still sleeping. Okay, and we need for the rest of you guys to wake up, because all of your roles need to be played. Remember, I talked about how it's like a puzzle, and you have a specific shape and a specific spot that only you can feel. Okay, so this is why those of us who are being awakened, those of us who were shocked into an awakening, this is why we are doing the work that we're doing to wake everybody else up. Okay, because we want to see the awakening to us energetically appears like little lights going on all over the planet. Okay, because we were dispersed all over the planet into every race, okay, and every culture all over the planet. Okay, now some cultures and some races do have more light workers in them, more old souls, more ancient souls than others. But light workers did disperse all over the planet into all races. Okay, so there's not no one race that is going to ascend. There are light workers, ascended masters of every race that are going to be ascending. Okay, so encoded within your genes are all of the most lit qualities of your ancestors. Okay, so before these are the ancestors that every ancestor that came before you, basically the root races. Okay, seed cells for the root races for the new earth is contained, basically came from us, because when we got with the cells that we got from our ancestors, the cellular memories that we have, okay, were seed cells for a new earth, basically for them. Like we are the seed cells that basically constituted the new earth for our ancestors. Okay, so we have to understand that within us are seed cells for the new generations to come that are going to populate the new earth. Okay, and so we are the ones carrying seed cells for the root races that are going to populate the new earth. Okay, so again, you should be excited. Okay, a lot of people are still in denial, okay, or have not awakened to their divine mission or who they truly are. Okay, because a lot of people are succumbing to fear, watching the news, listening to their pastors who then closed down the church. Okay, where is the church who is supposed to be offering folks, what I'm saying, some sort of support, okay, at this time? They just is running around just as scared as everybody else. That's why they say, when you're scared, go to church. If you're scared, go to church. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. It's not about going to church. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that too. But basically, it's time for people to awaken. Going forward. Because we need you to fit into your spot. Okay, and so it will help. What will help is for us to understand that we have to start thinking of ourselves as coming from not only, we cannot think of ourselves as coming from only one lineage. Welcome, Belizean. and everybody else who's in the chat. So we have to start basically owning our heritage, y'all. Okay, we cannot be thinking, like I'm only black. And this is why it was important. Like when I first stepped onto my path in a serious manner, my Native American ancestors stepped forth, okay, very powerfully and strong. They was like, you are not going to ignore me. Okay, look in the mirror. You want to be black and shit, you know what I'm saying? And you are black, honey, but understand that everything came from that one seed. Okay, this is why we talk about root races. Okay, yes, the blackness is a root race, but so are the Native Americans, and I'm just as much Native American as I am black. When I look at myself, this is why they made me put on ceremonial, you know what I'm saying, certain clothing. This is why they have me doing certain practices, because they wanted me to wake up and know who I truly am. Okay, you got just as much Native blood. Okay, you are just as much Navajo, Blackfoot, and Cherokee as you are whatever African tribes that you think you belong to. Okay, so you have to understand that you don't come from just one lineage. We are all mixed, okay, due to the fact that we all experience many lifetimes, okay, in every root race on the planet, if you are one of these old or ancient souls. Okay, so you have to first, that is going to help you to be able to claim your divine heritage. Okay, is understanding that you are mixed, okay, of all of the root races that came and started to populate this earth, which was new to our ancestors at the time. Okay, also, as you acquire this knowledge, when you make the connection and you begin to start getting downloads and activating your gifts, don't let your ego take possession of those gifts. If your ego takes possession of the gifts, you're going to begin to think that you are superior to everyone else because of your knowledge, okay, or because of your power. Okay, because you're not superior to anyone else. You know what I'm saying? We've all been drifters, we've all been followers, we've all been weak, and we've all played every role in every lifetime. So nobody is in a position to be judging anybody else, and nobody's in a position to try to be prejudiced or racist or anything like that, because we've all been the things that we are trying to reject, okay, about other people. So you know what I'm saying? We, as a world server, you have to claim your divine lineage as being intimately connected to every other race on the planet. Okay, you have attributes and qualities that come from all of them. Okay, so don't be trying to think you're better than somebody else because of whatever reason. Okay, this is why the racism and the colorism shit, especially the colorism shit within the black race, and not just in the black race, but in the melanated races on the planet, is absolute stupidity and insanity, and goes against cosmic law on every level. Okay, so off with the heads of any melanated person who thinks it's an insult to call, a dark person dark or a black person black. Okay, it's stupid. Okay, because if you understood cosmic law, you would understand that melanin is wealth, honey. It's power. Okay, we knew before we incarnated that this time that we are in right now would come. Okay, hence the song that I played in the beginning of the stream. Time has come today. We knew that we would be placed in certain locations all over the planet, and we knew that we would, that we would be brought back together with our soul family at a specific time to play a specific part in this ascension process. Okay, so look, again, if you feel that you are part of my own personal family of light, I suggest you get on this mothership, because it will be lifting off, and there are going to be some left behind. If you don't believe me, I refer you to my dream about the time of change, lesson 5 of dissecting the devil. Okay, so don't think that time waits for no man. It is, you know what I'm saying? It does have its limitations within the lower realms. Okay, this is the time. The lower realms are the only place where time exists. Okay, time is but a literal demonstration, or space is a literal demonstration of time. Okay, so basically, the time that we knew that we were going to be brought back together with our soul family, our family of light, that time is now. Okay, time has come today. Okay. Again, the song that I played at the beginning of the stream is a song by the Chambers Brothers. Came out in 1967. The words that stood out in that song to me were, now that time has come, no place to run, might get burned up by the sun, but I had my fun. Okay. Tick tock, tick tock at the end of the song, and a cuckoo clock at the beginning. Check it out. The time is now. Okay. The old souls who originally made the agreements, the contracts, are scattered throughout the world. Okay. Again, some areas of the world, some cultures do have more old souls than others, but this vanguard group is in every race, every culture. Some are in the most rural areas, okay, of the country, living on farms and shit. And, some are in the most cosmopolitan. Okay, so from the most country, small towns to the biggest inner cities, okay, inner city areas, we are all over the world, okay, placed very strategically for this purpose, okay. So I knew, because I live in a small college town in Indiana. I'm from Detroit. I grew up in Detroit. Okay. My family is from the South. Okay. Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi. Okay. But I grew up in Detroit. Okay. And then I moved to Indiana as an adult. And it's a college town. I mean, basically where I live, there is literally Indiana University is spread all over the town. So basically the town that I live in is one big college campus. Okay. This is why, you can't listen to the haters talk about she live in a projects in a dilapidated building. No, honey. This is a college town. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in no inner city like what you're used to. And you know what I'm saying? And it's, that's not what's happening here. But I always wondered, and I always knew inherently on some level that I had been placed in this specific place for a reason. I knew it. I didn't know what the reason was, okay? Because my growth and my path has unfolded before me as I have been here. I've been here. I moved here in 1997. Okay. And I've been here since then. And I always, when I first came, I was resisting. I was like, I'm not going to stay here. You know what I'm saying? This is a little, but really it's a quaint little town. It feels like stepping back in time, don't have a lot of crime, don't have a lot of the things that are happening, in the world. And I knew for some reason why I had not left yet, because I loved it here. I raised my children here. I knew that if I raised them here, that they would go straight to college, which they did. You know what I'm saying? I knew that, you know what I'm saying? If I stayed here, that my children would be safe, they would be protected, you know what I'm saying? They would get a good education. And so that's the reason why I stayed here. But I knew that there was a reason why I was here. Okay. And, other than, it wasn't something that I would have chosen from my ego self. Okay. So the reason why I'm here is because we are placed in specific areas for specific reasons. Okay. Some people are in the inner cities and cosmopolitan areas because of the actual energy centers that exist in those cities. Like, say, if you're in downtown New York, Chicago, Detroit, okay, there are power centers there that light workers can actually draw power and energy from. Okay, the ones who are on farms and all of that, we are basically connecting with the earth and connecting with, you know what I'm saying, with the earth energy. So we are all here for specific reasons. Okay, the light workers that basically have been kept hidden in plain sight. Okay, they are not rich or famous. Okay, again, some live on farms, some work mundane jobs, some we live regular lives, and we don't seek for attention. We don't have a lot of followers. We don't, we're not basically here to feed the masses. Okay, and so you regret, what do you regret, Felicia? But anyway, we've been placed in these places for a specific reason, because when it's time, like I said, the lights are going to go off in the lower realms. Okay. And when they go off, you, light worker, are going to power up, because what's going to happen is, like, the old world is literally going to get turned off and the new world is going to come on at the same time. Okay. And so, you're placed there for a reason. And so we need y'all to wake up so that you can, we need you to wake up so that you can receive your activation, so that you can be in place for this mass ascension. Okay. Again, you are, don't second guess or doubt yourself. You know who you are. Okay, inherently. You may be living a regular life, you may be working a regular job. Okay, we come from every social status. Okay, from the bottom to the top. Okay, so some may go to church, like my grandma did. Okay, but they worship in their own very personal and unique way. Okay, they are not accepting what the pastor said. Okay, or not even what the book says, but they have their own interpretation of the Bible. My father also was this way. Okay, this is why I am the way that I am. Okay, some are already on our path to spirituality, some are still sleeping. Okay, nonetheless, those who are in this particular group of light workers, the 144,000 that I speak of, you have encoded within your DNA the virtues, the qualities, the abilities of the Atlantean race. Okay, which is why, again, I encourage you to join us in the Emerald Tablet book study. Okay, because we're receiving further downloads and activations in that study. We are natural leaders, pioneers, and warriors. Okay, who also existed in Atlantis, okay, and Lemuria. Atlantis being the masculine energy, Lemuria being the feminine. Okay, if these words, if this energy is resonating with you, you need to join us on the mothership. Okay, basically, this new we all have a deep desire to manifest this new earth. Okay, and we all basically, if you are one of the people who have these God particles within you, okay? If you are Atlantean or Lemurian, okay, in ancestry and nature, you inherently have a deep desire to bring things into reality, to do magic, to manifest things physically, using your mental abilities, using your divine will, using your God power. We all basically want to co-create reality by magical means, okay? If you are in fact, Lemurian or Atlantean in nature. This is why you want to do magic. This is why you're a witch. This is why, you know what I'm saying, you're a spiritualist, because you know inherently that you have these abilities. Okay. We are all infused with the qualities and abilities and virtues of Mother God, which are nurturing, intuitive, inwardly focused, peaceful, tranquil. It's about being in a state of contemplation. Okay, so we all have both qualities, which is why on the 3D level, it was, we were talking about divine feminine and divine masculine energies. They have to be balanced, okay? The Atlantean masculine energy and the Lemurian feminine energy, okay? And so there is a new spirituality emerging as we enter into these new earth energies. And we are the forerunners, okay? As I told y'all, we would be. Okay, so basically, it's you have to get with your family of light at this time. This is what is important right now. Okay, it's important to, because the divine is asking us, okay, to begin to come together with your family of light so that you can study the knowledge, so that you can inspire and support one another. Okay, share the knowledge, the wisdom, the visions, and the experiences that you are having with one another. Okay, we are going to, like I said, we're going to start having some experiences that are, you're going to be in awe of the divine. Okay, you've gotten so used to this mundane life where ain't no magic happening in, and magical things are going to begin happening. For some of us, they have already begun happening. Okay, and so begin to share these experiences with one another, because you are in essence activating one another. At the same time, we don't want to share them with the snakes who are parading as butterflies on the path, which is why we go into secret societies, which is why we go into private groups. Okay, because again, throughout this whole world where we have been sent out as sheep among wolves, the wolves are, trying to gather information so they will know how to mimic the path and the walk. Okay, and so we have to go, into our secret groups. Okay, so that we are able to support and inspire one another. Okay, so right now, because of the situation, okay, because they are trying to keep you from getting the higher light that's coming in through the sun, giving you downloads, activating you. A lot of people are feeling a deep sense of isolation and loneliness, okay? And but it's part of the transition, okay? I tried to prepare y'all for this, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm trying to prepare you for what's going to be coming going forward. Okay. I told y'all that this time was coming. Okay. And so going forward, hopefully that you will be prepared. Okay. Because at this time right now, since people are feeling isolated, this is a time to come together to share your love, your wisdom, your inspirational stories, or whatever you have to share with your soul family. The divine is asking you to share it. Okay. So find your soul group. Okay. And teach, learn from one another, share your stories, share your experience, support one another, and inspire one another. Okay. To go forward. This is the next steps in the ascension process. Okay. So the first goal is going to be the reason why we begin to do this is because it's balancing the energies. Okay. It's returning the earth to its original design. Okay. And as it returns to balance, you are also beginning to achieve that balance within yourself. Okay. Within your mental and emotional bodies. Okay. And so that's an important step. Okay. It's basically, balancing the energies in your solar plexus and your heart center. And as your frequencies continue to rise, okay, the higher the frequencies of light that you take in from coming in from the sun, those frequencies of light are high enough to dissolve any blockages that you have to higher consciousness in your mind. Okay. So once this happens, you have stepped onto a new path. Okay. And on that path, you are becoming a conscious, spirit infused human being, basically a master of self. Okay. A master of self. And that is the goal going forward, my people. So the message is to, Jeanette, send me an email, or if you're in the group, because I am going to go live at 5 no. I am going to do the pajama jam tonight in Badass Witch exclusive, and also on it's Badass Witch exclusive and Oshun Ajay exclusive. So Patreon and Subscribe Star. Okay. Letting my ego think that I was better than, we're not better than anybody. Okay. You have to be humble, because if you're not humble, okay, and you're not balanced, your angelic spirits, the higher realms won't connect with you. Okay. So this is how we know that certain people are not connected. Okay. So certain people are not tapped in to their higher spirits. You know what I'm saying? When you hear people sitting up talking about, other people all the time, criticizing other people, there's no way that you are focused on what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? All you do is complain and criticize and talk about how you don't understand how other people's magic is working and all of that. It's not for you to understand what someone else is doing. It's not for you to understand another person's path. It's for you to know thyself. And since, when you see people sitting up focused on other people all the time, and not really telling you what it is that they came to bring, you know what I'm saying, you understand that these people are not tuned in, or that they're not turned on. Okay. They're not tapped in they're not working side by side with spirit. Okay. But as my family of light, we are all preparing to tap in. We are all preparing to receive these downloads. We are all preparing to be these warriors, okay, these pioneers, the light workers, okay, the master builders of the new earth. Okay, so this is why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I feel a need to be superior to anybody else, because I think I know more than anybody else. I'm trying to give you access to the Akash just like I have it. Okay, so this is why certain people were chosen, people who were also already humble in nature, people who already had pure intentions. Okay, people who had already had these seeds planted into us before we incarnated. Okay, so you are going to be the empathic light workers, okay, on the planet. Okay, the healers, the ones who heal, because if you are an energetic healer, you know that the energy that you are healing with is compassion. You cannot be, it's not possible that you would be narcissistic in any way in nature and be able to perform an energetic or faith healing. Okay, so we know the energies that we're working with, and the only people who are infused, endowed, anointed with these energies are the Lemurian Atlantean light workers, okay, who have been infused with the God particles before you were born. You have a cellular memory of knowing that you came here with a mission. You are a puzzle piece shaped in a particular shape, and only you can fill your position. Light worker, empath, starseed, Atlantean, Lemurian. Okay, so time has come today for you to awaken, to remember your agreement, to connect with your family of light who have been your family through many eons of time. Some of you recognize me from other lifetimes. Okay, so get together, because it gets deeper, it gets more exciting, it's more inspiring, it's more magical. Okay, when you come together and you activate one another, you activate the memories of Atlantis, you activate the memories of heaven within each other. This is how we literally are bringing this heaven into earth. Okay, I am going to go live on River Queen Conjure around 5 or 6 today, and then I am having a private pajama jam, and this will be every Saturday night going forward in my private groups. Okay, so if you want to join us and have some fun, to kick it, to be able to release some things, if you have good intentions and a pure heart, if you feel led, if you feel connected, okay, join us on the mothership. Okay, you can do that by joining Oshun Ajay exclusive or Badass Witch exclusive. Those links will be in the description of this video when we are done. Okay, thank you all for joining me. Okay, my wrench gang always in the building. Okay, Felicia Schultz, Jeanette Marie Belizean, okay, and everyone in the bushes. I appreciate you all. I do hope that you have been able to receive the messages here, okay? And I hope that going forward, we are heeding all of the words, okay, of the masters that are coming through me, because I am but a vessel, okay? Until we meet again, my people. By the way, we were, again, listening to Green Red Productions, deep trance meditation music, okay, with sub-bass pulsation. This is healing music. Keep it classy, keep it clean, and do what you gotta do to make shit happen. Peace.